Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Bithoulkas, and it's time for another episode of Spoiler Alert. Basically, this is where you can bring in all your spoilers and stuff like that of stuff that's released, not previews or anything like that you got to, privy to or anything like that. And we can talk about it without having to worry about spoiling anybody. So if you don't want to be spoiled by anything, don't come in. Let me take care of some business first, then we'll get down to it. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. Basically, YouTube takes the algorithms for all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos, my vast video library, and pops it there just for you. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below there. And if you can, hit that like button and the share button as well. And if you want to know when I'm going to be on live again next, you get the bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule. I put it up there. I change it out every week. Also, I have all links to my social media, so Twitter, Instagram, Patreon. And I have links to this YouTube channel, my Facebook page. And for those of you who still have Facebook, a Facebook group page where you guys can post stuff and chat amongst yourselves. All right. With that said, let's get to it. Who wants to start first? Or what do you guys want to talk about, I should say? I know Stanley wanted to talk about the Transformers thing, which I'm doing on Tuesday, by the way. So I am doing a, is it worth my time on Tuesday on that one? The Transformers War on Cybertron, or War for Cybertron. There we go. Which I did finish yesterday. So I do know all about that one. I finished Motherland. The only thing I haven't finished was the Mysterious Benedict Society. That's the only one I haven't caught up on the latest episode of. But everything else I'm caught up on. Or I should say, caught up on the stuff that I watch. Yeah. Penn, are you watching anything now, or are you just too busy with stuff? Sure, Dennis, tell me why Transformers are not crap in general. Actually, Stanley, this was a pretty damn good series, I have to admit. They tied together a whole bunch of different timelines. And that was the reason Transformers are always kind of confusing to me in that respect, was that every time they started up a new series like Beast Wars or, some future, Transformers, I never understood what, how they were tied together. And this actually kind of tied it together with a little bit of time travel. Yes, I know, time travel, once again, something that's in there for me. And I liked it. So, yeah. Yeah, if you're not a fan of Transformers at all and you don't, you're not following any of this, this was made specifically for fans, quite honestly. It really was. I mean, it tied into the old 80s movie. It tied into all the series that came before it. It's, it went pretty big on all of this. And I liked it that it did that. It took a fucking year for it to come out, but still, it was good. Penn says, I finally watched Camp Cretaceous or whatever it's called and intended to watch Transformers, got distracted. Yeah, I like Camp Cretaceous as well. It's actually not bad for what it is. Stanley says, not my thing, it seems. Yeah. There's always Outlander, man, I'm sorry, man. It's going to be one of those things I can't, Stanley says, I hate the cheap looking CGI. Yeah, the cheap CGI is actually, again, a callback to Transformers Beast Wars. They had the same kind of really bad CGI and all that. So, yeah. Philip A. Demick says, it tied into the movie Big. This is a building that turns into a robot. Oh, where's the fun in that? I know. Yeah. Well, no, it didn't really tie into the movie Big. But, yeah. And I liked how it was a starting point for a new series for them, is what they did. They tied up all the old stuff, and by the time you get to the end of this series, they're starting a whole new series all over again, and it's happening on Cybertron this time, which I thought was good. It's canon, damn it. So yeah, I'm trying to change out thumbnails every time I do, one of these spoiler alerts, and I'm trying to think of movies that had, you know, endings that, sci-fi movies in particular that had endings that were uh spoilers, if you will. So I did Planet of the Apes, of course. I've done Empire Strikes Back. This one I did 12 Monkeys. Um, so I'm trying to figure out different. I'm gonna run out of shit fast. I already know that. So, but hey. That's why I was so late today. Was I was trying to figure out a no. I'm gonna blame Pepper on that on the reason why I was late today. Because I can blame Pepper and she will not be able to deny it or refute it or anything of that nature. Outlander is a guilty pleasure. We all have guilty pleasures. There was a couple different jokes that were vying for attention, and they were all a bad idea, so I dismissed them all. And with that said, what else is out there that I've been watching? Like I said, Fort Salem, Motherland Fort Salem. I watched that. And I'm liking where that's going so far. What else? Rick and Morty's been hit and miss with me. Just they've pissed me off that they, like I said, that they've locked it so you can't watch it until 3 weeks later or something like that. Something really stupid. Unless you have cable, unless you subscribe to an archaic form. Even though if you subscribe to HBO Max, you should be able to watch it on fucking HBO Max. Because they're owned by the same goddamn company. Stanley said I watched 2 episodes of The North Water. What's that? Is that when you pee upstream instead of the South Water where you pee downstream? Stanley says I'm still not sure how they can redeem the spree. I don't think they're going to redeem the spree, Stanley. I think what's going to end up happening is they're going to end up having with this last episode that happened where they're having the origins of the spree and how it came about, and that it's all Adler. It's all Adler's fault. That it's going to blow up in her face at some point in time. Adler's on her way out, and I'm fairly sure the actress is wanting to move on, so she's probably going to. I give her another season before she disappears, or the middle of the 3rd season at least. Especially with what happened in the last episode. So you guys are all watching stuff I've never heard of before. But yeah, having Abigail also trying to hunt down the Camarilla, especially the Camarilla that cut out her cousin's voice box. Man, that's gonna be some brutal shit. So, oh, really? The North Water is a period show on a whaling ship with Colin Farrell. What's it on? Because that actually kind of sounds like something I would watch, or at least take a look at. Oh, it's on AMC. Okay. Yeah, again, I haven't looked over at AMC. Philip A. Deming says I've mostly been bringing Japanese light novels, binging Japanese light novels, sorry, using text to speech, not watching any movies or TV, just anime and YouTube. Okay. Yeah, AMC Plus here is just too fucking expensive, honestly, for what they have, and they don't have a lot. That's the other thing too. So I'll see if I can catch the first episode for free of the North Water. That'll give me an idea of what it is before I decide to try and hunt them down. Get it? Hunt them down? Whaling show? Yeah. I'll be here all week. Yeah. I'm trying to think of anything else that I've watched. I haven't. I've been actually pretty busy this last week. I had a coworker who was out on vacation, and so I was making sure I didn't fuck up too badly at work. So I've been kind of busy. My paying job, my paying gig, you know. I have not seen The Beast Must Die. Okay. AMC as well, but yeah, I haven't seen it either. Trying to think if there's anything on Hulu. No. I know people are talking about Ted Lasso, the second season of Ted Lasso. And again, I'm not sold on it from what I've heard. So yeah. I did try watching what was on HBO Max. It's an Italian movie that just came out yesterday called The Immortal. Oh God, was that boring. God, The Immortal was fucking. I mean, I literally fell asleep during it. I fell asleep for like 30 minutes, woke up, and it was still, I think, in the same place where I was at previously. And I was like, turned it off. Oh, you watched Chaos Walking on DVD? How was that? I've heard mixed things about Chaos Walking. That's the Tom Holland. What's her face? Isn't Brie Larson in that, or? I can't remember who the woman is who's in that. May have to go back and watch Gamora. Yeah, I heard that it was attached to Gamora, and I don't know where to find that. But I mean, even so, a sequel should be able to stand on its own as well. And Daisy Ridley, thank you. Daisy Ridley was the the female lead in that one. So how was that Chaos Walking? Was it good or not? Or Chaos Walking's on. Gamora's on HBO Max. Okay. Shows you how much I looked into it. I mean, yeah, but still, it was just really boring. I mean, it was just taking its fucking time, and I mean, oof, it was bad. Anyway. And I usually give things. I mean, I was in there for a good hour, I believe. Like I said, I fell asleep halfway through. So, I mean, yeah. But I am looking forward to on the 5th, Thursday, we get Suicide Squad. Yeah. Suicide Squad, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think it's Eastern Standard Time. I'm looking forward to that. I really am. I mean, come on, fucking Starro as the villain. That is live action. That is something I've been waiting for a long time. As much as I've been wanting this little guy right here, Batmite, to be, in a live action movie. If Starro does well, if Suicide Squad does well, I kind of figure this is going to be next at some point. Under like Taika Waititi or, or James Gunn, either one. Stanley says, I'm also liking Schmigadoon, even if it's super cheap. I've started seeing ads for that on IMDb. And what's his name? Key is in it, from Key and Peele. Jordan Peele's comedy partner for a while there. Joker says it's taking a central character and showing what happened after a cliffhanger. The story time jumps also. Okay. See a pen. Yeah, not a problem. It's an SNL take on 40s musicals. Oh, Schmigadoon is? Okay. Yeah. That still hasn't sold me. That really hasn't. I mean, I don't know. This is gonna be one of those lackluster episodes of spoiler alert. It's right in that lull where there's not really much stuff coming out yet. Next week we're gonna start getting a little trickle of stuff coming in. I mean, there's not even new CW shows, which is really sad. I should say CW superhero shows. The other CW horrible shows are still going on. The one that no one watches, like Dynasty and I can't remember what else there is out there. But yeah, Legends of Tomorrow. There's no new Legends of Tomorrow. No new Superman and Lois. No new Flash. Even though no one really cares about what the fuck's going on with Flash. I mean, the Flash should have, it should be done with. Has anyone seen Kevin Can Fuck Himself? I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it. No. I don't even know what that's on. I think that's on something. Isn't that on AMC Plus as well? I'm actually going to look. Yeah, it's on AMC. Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen it. Again, because it's on. Yeah. If they let me watch the first episode for free, sure, I'll give it a shot. I'll take a look at it. But if I have to get through a paywall in order to take a look at your show and then blah, 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 watch, rinse, repeat, I'm more likely than not going to go and watch it. Especially if your streaming service only has like maybe one show that's worth watching or maybe somewhat worth watching, then I'm not going to do it. It's a mixture of multicam, sitcom, and super dressing single cam drama. Ooh, that sounds horrible and confusing. Sorry, I'm switching over liquids here. Switching over to my water. Yeah, I don't have time to do that either, Stanley. You know, there's a lot of work involved if you actually want to watch that kind of that's actually work at that point. It's cheaper for me to actually just pay for it and watch it than to try and find the time in order to make sure I don't get virused and by looking for shit, online and yeah. So, because there are not a lot of reputable sites out there, shall we say. And also it's illegal too. Yeah, like I said, there's not really a lot going on this week. There's not really a lot out there. I'm not gonna go see Jungle Cruise in the theater. I'm not going to pay for it either on Disney Plus. Um, Sorry, The Rock and Emily Blunt just aren't worth either dying in the theater or paying $30 to see it on TV. They just aren't. Stanley says the situation is more tricky here. Not everything is available. Yeah, I can understand. Yeah, overseas, it's going to be a little trickier than over here, where we have that option of just paying for it. And unfortunately, we have to pay for everything, even the free stuff that you guys get for free. So, yeah. Well, on that note, I think I'm just going to wrap things up because I've got nothing more. Doesn't sound like anyone else does either. And it's been a slow week this week with, like I said, no new stuff coming out. So, what do I have coming up this week? Tomorrow, I'm going to be off. Tuesday is going to be another episode of Is It Worth My Time? But this time around, it's going to be Transformers The War for Cybertron. It's going to be the entire series I'm going to talk about. Wednesday and Thursday, I'm going to be off. Am I going to be off? Yeah, I'm going to be off on Thursday. Friday will be Star Wars The Bad Batch. Saturday, will be Saturday morning blast off where I take the genre news of the week and any genre stuff you guys want to talk about, and we talk about it. And then, of course, we roll right back around again to spoiler alert on Sundays. Yeah. Philip says, I can't find a place to watch Suicide Squad in 3D. Google keeps trying to sell me the first one on Blu-ray. I don't think Suicide Squad is in 3D, Philip. I think it's just 2D. I don't think James Gunn goes for that gimmicky stuff. Let me see. Suicide Squad. Planet 2. In 3D. No, so it's not. The first one's in 3D. The second one is not. Yeah. So there you go. That's the reason why you're not going to be able to see it in 3D. It's been a quiet week in Lake Wobegon. I thought you guys were getting HBO Max across the pond next year in 2022. I know that's what they were shooting for. Maybe I'm wrong. Because I know that Warner Brothers really has a hard on for trying to compete with Netflix and Amazon. And this is, of course, their way of doing it. Yeah, I agree with you, Philip. It's not worth dealing with the crowds, nor the potential virus, infestations. I mean, yeah, shit's bad right now with the variants out there, I should say. So no one should be going to a theater. So, Apple Crow, you came in just in time for me to leave. Is what you did. Am I the only one whose parents listen to Prairie Home Companion? Yes, you are. You've only heard myth and legends of Prairie Home Companion. I've never known anyone who's actually listened to it. At least no one cool who's listened to it, shall I say. Stanley says HBO has sold the rights to a lot of stuff to subscription-based cable channels here. They are trying to get out of contracts. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You used to collect all the variants? Uh-huh. Yeah. I have a few variants of like Funko. Like that's a variant right there. That's a Deadpool as a Tyrannosaurus Rex variant. I've got a couple of Star Wars Funko variants. So every now and then I get a box. So Marvel's What If, that's coming out not next week, but the week after. Uh, that is the new Funko Collector's box that's coming out. It's been delayed. It was supposed to be out. It was actually supposed to be out at the end of this month, the end of last month, I should say. And they delayed it a bit because I guess there's some spoilerific stuff inside of it. There's supposed to be 2 Funko Pops, Funko T-shirt, stuff like that. I subscribed to the box. I actually resubscribed the beginning of this year because every other month that they send it out. And I'm actually kind of surprised that I'm glad that I actually did it because of that box alone. That's where I got the Fantastic Four one there. That's where I got the Deadpool. That's how I get my pops mainly, is through that collector core box, because there's other stuff that comes in it too. It's kind of cool. It's on Amazon, and you get variants that come through it as well. Excuse me. Every other box. What is that? I think there was like 1 in 4 chance of getting one of the variants, or if they have variants inside the box. So when I did the Star Wars collector core box, they had Smuggler's Bounty is what it was called. I got a couple of the Star Wars variants as well. I know you're talking about other kind of variants, but I decided to switch it up a little bit. Anyway, now I'm really going to go. Thank you to everybody joining me today in the chat, and thank you if you made it this far in the video. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible. One of the videos in my vast video library and pops up there just for you. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below there. Also, if you can't, hit that like button and the share button. And if you want to know when I'm going to be on live again next, you get that bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule I put up there. I change it out every week. Also, I have all links to my social media there. And I have the links to my pages, my YouTube channel page, my Facebook page, and a Facebook group page where you guys can post stuff and chat amongst yourselves. So with that said, I'll let you guys go for the rest of the weekend. Have a good rest of your weekend. And don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, I don't know. It just might be your time to get out of the room and go home. Thanks, everybody. I will see you again on Tuesday. Until then, stay safe, be well, take care. Wear those masks, get those vaccine shots, and stay safe out there, everyone. Thanks, everyone. Have a good rest of your weekend. I'll see you on Tuesday. Have a good one.